Pokemon has tried a racing game, a point-and-click, a tactics game, pinball, television, VPET, rail shooter, art tutor, augmented reality, beat-em-up, fighter, brushing your teeth, and after a blistering 25 years, they're trying their hands at a MOBA. What's next? A dating sim? It's been X weeks since the game came out. It's still fairly early in the game's lifetime, so things will change in the near future. And I'd like to start off by saying that I don't play MOBAs. I hate MOBAs. I've tried League, HOTS, and Smite to varying degrees of success. It's just not for me. But I love Pokemon Unite. Does it still have the things I dislike about MOBAs? Oh god, yes. The myriad of things you could be doing, the muddy chaos that is a team fight, having to watch cooldowns and a map and opposing levels and your health bar and guessing what other people are doing and what you want to be doing and what you should be doing. It's too much, man. Knowing when to engage or run just to get murdered in the street regardless of what you do. I don't even like PvP, man. It's too aggressive and it brings out the worst in me. But what Pokemon Unite does that other MOBAs don't do is keeps things simple. It's a MOBA built for a younger audience, or even just for people who know the Pokemon franchise well. That's me! With technically only 2 lanes, 21 characters as of me recording this, no min-match shop, just up to 3 hold items and a battle item that you pick before you start. And you unlock them gradually, so you've got plenty of time to figure out what they do. Not that they really tell you what they do, but I'll get to that. Not to mention having previous Pokemon know-how means you can probably glance at a Pokemon or an item and make a quick, accurate assumption of what they probably do. No more having to study up on 140 OC's backstories. We spent 25 years learning these 982, and I love the selection they've got. Obviously they're going to bring in class faves like Gengar, Charizard, and Lucario. If they didn't add Pikachu, someone would be getting fired. A few less popular picks that are still recognizable like Snorlax, Venusaur, and Slowbro. And then we've got really out there picks like Eldegoss, Cramorant, and Crustle. Even in a lowland form. The variety here is great. They're covering all their bases. I love that they're not only avoiding riding Gen 1, but they're also just not picking popular Pokemon. Now, if you're unfamiliar with MOBAs, me too. Let me try to explain it. MOBA stands for Man, Ouch, My Ass. Because you're gonna get rammed hard. And often. It's a 5v5 team match where the goal is to score more points than your opponents. You gather points by defeating mobs around the map or opponents, and then you score these points by carrying them over to one of your opponent's 5 goals on their side of the field. Everyone starts off at level 1 and feed to grow stronger by beating mobs and opponents and scoring points. It's kind of like football with RPG elements. You know, so football, but not boring to watch. I'm kidding. It's still boring to watch. Occasionally special mobs will show up that grant different buffs like shields or a temporary NPC player or disabling all your goals, so you're basically fucking fucked. What a goal! What a goal! And that's where the frustration hits for me. I can never tell what I should be doing. Should I be feeding and leaving my team without backup in case they run into enemies? Should I be scoring and potentially overextending myself? Should I be backing up allies and potentially running into overfed fatty fucking ass-face fucking Snorlax and dying to feed him even further? Riveting for some. A fucking headache for me. And there are some pay-to-win elements too, unfortunately, but I'll get into that. It's not enough to let you get away with playing like hot garbage, but it's still annoying. But yet I keep coming back to it. Is it the familiar characters, the simpler mechanics? It's probably the friends I have to play with. That's the only reason I played Overwatch as long as I did. Losing is suffocating and oppressive. Winning is stressful and uncertain. But playing with friends is fun, and the chase for that serotonin boost that occurs when you ult and take down half a party is worth all the, what happened? I was like, full health, that's bullshit. Why aren't my buttons doing anything? Or maybe it isn't, I don't know. At the point that I'm writing this, there are some minor bugs, like Crustle not fitting into the Araquanid pit. Some mobs don't have death animations, and sometimes you get paired up with slime molds instead of people. And the fact that there was a tier list in the first week probably says something for the balancing. The fact that the characters have different pricing tells you right there that shit ain't even, and they know it. And I personally think Zapdos is super overpowered. I know you've heard it a billion times before, but fuck Zapdos! You can sit with your thumb up your ass for the first 8 minutes, snipe Zapdos at the last second, and win handily. The last 2 minutes of a round are the only ones that matter. Keep in mind, I've gotten MVP like 3 times, I could just suck. But the game doesn't tell you jack either. They hide all the numbers from you. I do more damage during my Unite move. Yeah, but how much? I had to look up all the nerd math on third-party sites. I thought Flare Blitz was my strongest move. It wasn't even close! And as I mentioned earlier, there are literally almost 1,000 possible character choices moving forward. They've already added Gardevoir to the roster, and Squirtle and Wartortle are in the tutorial, so Blastoise is bound to show up soon too. I think Clefable was in the beta. I don't know where Clefable is right now. It'll show up at some point. They have almost too much to work with, and it's so much fun just to imagine what could be. Them using unorthodox picks like Crustle, Slowbro, and Eldegoss really gives you faith that the world's your cloister for picks. If they add a Tyranitar Taunt tank, I am changing mains immediately. But the thing that really gets my go-goat is how pay-to-win the game is. Most MOBAs have 2 methods of monetization, characters and cosmetics, but Tencent is hiding 5 different tactics to squeeze you dry under the facade of a Pokemon game. They've got your usual characters and cosmetics, but then they've also got the Battle Pass, gacha pull increases, and gameplay boosting items. And of course they convert IRL money to these crystals, because spending 1,200 Gazooblidoos feels like a lot less stakes than, $120. So it's definitely kind of sleazy, and it's really hard to respect a game where someone can just drop a hundo onto the game and have a huge edge, Granted, they did release a survey to get feedback about these things, more than Pokemon Go ever did. We'll see how that goes over. That's kinda... I feel good about that. I do personally think the matchmaking needs a ton of work. The amount of times I've jumped in the game with my cousin, a team of 2, and ended up going against a team of 5 is disheartening. And I've absolutely gone up against teams of 2 while solo queuing. It's just not fair. Fix that shit, Tencent, or at least be transparent with how it works, Can we normalize companies being transparent with that shit? Like, we're gonna figure it all out anyways, we're just gonna hate you more for hiding it.